There is something happening inside your mind right now that you have never been told about. Something quiet, something invisible, something that has been working against you for years. And the terrifying part is this: you have been calling it normal. You wake up every morning with the best intentions. You tell yourself today is different. Today you will focus. Today you will take action. Today you will finally become the person you have always known you could be. But then something happens. A distraction, a delay, a small voice that says wait, not yet, maybe tomorrow. And just like that, another day disappears. Another version of you that never got to exist. That is not laziness. That is not weakness. That is your own mind turning against you. And it does it so quietly, so gently, so cleverly that you never even notice the attack. Here is the first thing nobody tells you. Your mind is not designed to make you successful. It is designed to keep you safe. It is designed to protect you from pain, from failure, from embarrassment, from the unknown. And to your mind, growth looks exactly like danger. Every time you try to become more, your mind fires an alarm. Every time you attempt something new, it whispers, be careful. Every time you step toward the life you want, something inside you pulls you back. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting yourself. And that is the hardest battle a human being can ever fight. Think about the last time you were close to something meaningful, a goal, a decision, a moment where everything could have changed. What stopped you? Be honest. It was not the circumstances. It was a feeling, a quiet, invisible feeling that said you are not ready. That said, what if you fail? That said, people will judge you. That said, maybe you are not good enough for this. You believed that feeling. You obeyed it, and you called it wisdom. But it was not wisdom. It was sabotage dressed up in the language of caution. The most dangerous lies are the ones that sound like common sense. Here is something that will disturb you. The version of you that keeps procrastinating, keeps doubting, keeps shrinking back from life. That is not the real you. That is a pattern, a learned behavior, a psychological program that was installed inside you long before you had the ability to reject it. And the cruel part is this: you have spent your entire life identifying with that program. You have called it your personality. You have called it who you are. You have defended it, explained it, made peace with it, when really it was always just a cage you forgot was a cage. You are not your doubts. You are not your delays. You are not the story your mind keeps telling you about why you cannot win. Now let's go deeper. Because this is where most people stop reading, stop listening, stop watching. Most people reach this point and feel a slight discomfort, a tightening in the chest, a sudden urge to check their phone, scroll to something easier, move away from what is becoming too real. That urge you just felt, that is the sabotage working right now, in real time, trying to pull you away from the one thing that could actually change you. Stay here, because what comes next is the part that matters. Your mind has a very specific way of keeping you stuck. It does not do it with loud thoughts or obvious fear. It does it through something psychologists call cognitive distortion. It twists reality so quietly and so precisely that you accept the twisted version as the truth. It makes small problems feel catastrophic. It makes temporary setbacks feel permanent. It makes one failure feel like proof of a lifetime of inadequacy. And then it convinces you, with complete sincerity, that you are just being realistic. You are not being realistic. You are being managed by a mind that is afraid of what you might become if you ever stopped listening to it. Let that land for a moment. There is a man who once told himself he was just not a morning person. For 15 years, he woke up late, felt behind before his day even started, and wondered why he could never get ahead of his life. He believed that story completely. It felt like a truth about who he was. Until one day, a single conversation cracked it open. Someone asked him, who told you that? Who decided that about you? And he realized nobody had. He had simply thought it once, felt it was true, and then repeated it until it became identity. 15 years, stolen by a sentence he invented when he was 19 years old. How many sentences like that are living inside you right now? How many stories are you protecting that were never even yours to begin with? This is where it gets uncomfortable. And this is exactly where it needs to be uncomfortable, because transformation does not happen in comfort. It happens in the moment you are willing to look at yourself without the filter of your own excuses. It happens when you stop defending the limitations you have collected over a lifetime and start questioning whether any of them were ever real. Most people never reach this moment. They live their entire lives inside the story, Their mind wrote for them at their lowest point. They let their worst days define their permanent identity. They carry the weight of old pain into every new beginning and then wonder why nothing ever changes. The mind protects what it knows, even when what it knows is destroying you. Here is the truth that changes everything. You have never actually failed. You have practiced. You have gathered data. You have learned, sometimes painfully, what works and what does not. But somewhere along the way, your mind labeled those experiences as proof of your inadequacy. It built a case against you using your own history as evidence. It became the prosecutor, the judge, and the prison guard all at once. And you, without realizing it, accepted the sentence. You sentenced yourself to smallness, and you have been serving that sentence ever since. But here is what every person who ever broke free understood. You can choose again, right now, not tomorrow. Not when conditions are perfect, not when you feel ready, because that feeling of readiness is another trick. Your mind will never tell you that you are ready, because readiness threatens the safety of staying the same. You choose in spite of the fear. You move in spite of the doubt. You begin in spite of the noise. And then something extraordinary happens. The mind, realizing you are serious, starts to adapt. It starts to rewrite itself around your new behavior. It starts to build a new identity around the person you are choosing to become. This is the moment most people never reach. Not because they are not capable, but because they stopped one step too early. They turned back the moment the discomfort became real. They chose the familiar ache of stagnation over the unfamiliar pain of growth. And they called that choice peace. But you know the difference. Deep inside, in the place you never show anyone, you know the difference between peace and surrender. The most powerful decision a human being can make is this: to stop being managed by their own mind and start leading it. To look at the fear and say, I see you, but you do not speak for me anymore. To look at the doubt and say, you were never evidence. You were always just noise. To look at the version of yourself that kept shrinking and say, thank you for trying to protect me, but I do not need that protection anymore. That is not arrogance. That is authority. The authority to decide who you are from this moment forward. Because here is the final truth. The version of you that is successful, disciplined, free, at peace with who they are, that version is not in the future waiting to be earned. That version is a choice. A daily, deliberate, sometimes brutal choice to refuse the sabotage. To catch the quiet voice and say not today. To feel the pull backward and take one step forward anyway. You will not do it perfectly. You will stumble. The old patterns will try to reclaim you. There will be days when the mind wins and the old story plays out. That is not failure. That is the process. The only failure is the decision to stop choosing. You came here today because something in you already knew this. Something in you was already tired of being managed, already hungry for something more true. That part of you, the part that kept watching, kept listening, kept refusing to look away even when it got uncomfortable. That is who you really are. Not the doubt, not the delay, not the distorted story your mind built around your worst moments. You are the one who chose to stay. And that choice, quiet as it seems, is the beginning of everything. If this reached something in you, if something shifted even slightly, then you already know what to do next. Subscribe, not because of a habit, but because the mind needs consistent, powerful input to rewire itself. And if you come back here every day, little by little, you will stop being the person your old mind created and start becoming the person you were always capable of being. The sabotage was never the end of the story. It was only ever the beginning of the one worth telling.